to individuals with a serious and persistent mental illness who might not have access to those services if they're not like on medical assistance. And so they provide drop-in services, individualized support, community support program services. So there are no changes to that contract. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
I would have a question, but Lene, if you can roll back to D or number 4, amended.
Yes.
Yeah, right down there, it says no shows will be billed a flat rate of $30 plus travel and time. Do you have a hard time collecting that?
I'm sorry, can you
I
repeat?
say, do you have a hard time collecting a no-show client?
You know, that's the service that's billed to us for the person not showing. So when she drives to their home, if they're not there or they don't answer the door, that does happen. Unfortunately, sometimes people are not as interested in the service.
So we get the short end of the stick, more or less.
We do.
All right.
Yep.
Mr. Chair, I got a question on the same one. Is there a total on that one, or we just do that all year long, or is there a budgeted account number?
Like, is there a cap on it?
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking, Shane? There's not a cap on it because that service, one, we're required to provide those services. So oftentimes it's, through court intervention.
Okay.
And so I can tell you over the last couple of years, this last year from November to November, we spent $32,500 with Mended, and then the year before that, November to November, just as a calculation, we spent just under that, $28,200. So, if that gives you an idea.
Thank you.
In some of the service or some of the contracts that are related to child protection, it's really difficult to put a cap on them. We had a contract last year that had a cap on it, and ultimately it was creating difficulties for the service provider to even provide the service. And it's not a service that we get a choice about whether or not families receive. They need those supports and services in order to reunify, which is state and federal law. So that's the limitation to putting a cap on those.
Okay. So anything else?
That is it.
Good. All right. So any more questions? I don't see any. So we need to pass it or approve it.
I make a motion to approve the contract for 2026.
Thank you, Jeff.
Brad.
All right. Second. Thank you, Charlie. Any other questions? Lene, please.
Meyer,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina,
Yes.
Rapp,
Yes.
Way.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Lee from the county coordinator, HR director.
Good evening, back again.
Yep.
Okay, well, I'm looking to have the board's approval on a recent reevaluation of our job classifications. And just to give you a little background on that, typically every 4 to 5 years, each job classification gets looked at again. And we have about 147. I think in my notes I gave you earlier, I said 75. That was incorrect. It's about 147. And they get looked at by the department heads. Sometimes they get the employees that work in that department involved as well. But what things that are looked at are the minimum qualifications for the job, the supervisor responsibilities, if they have any, what the depth and breadth of their responsibilities would be on the job, the time it takes to learn that job, and the level of processing or problem solving that they do. And so when these questionnaires are completed by the department head, they're reviewed by our office and then finally sent over to David Drown and Associates, who's been doing this type of work for our county and many other counties for a long time. So then when that DDA gets done reviewing those, they send back the results. And so that's what I bring before you today is the results of, it looks like 39 different job classifications and the resulting grades. And you can see on the top, there's 2 columns, one for 2025, which is current, and one for 2026, which is proposed. And there weren't any changes, which is pretty typical because these have been looked at many times and they don't change much at that point. But there was one noted change, and that would be our lead dispatcher position. Is currently a 7, and that was evaluated to be an 8. And at this point, we're just asking you to approve the evaluations. What becomes of that 8 still is a matter of, in this position, for example, it's a union position, so it still is a matter of negotiations. So I'm just here to get your approval that we can accept these results, which I think has been done each year.
Okay, thank you, Lee.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve the DDA consultant reevaluation.
Thank you, Shane.
I'll second.
Thank you, Tim.
Mr. Chair.
Charlie.
Reasons, did the job change?
You know, that's a good question because I said they don't change much anymore unless you have a newer position, which this one is. And it's changed since it's been implemented probably 4 years ago, maybe 5 at the very most.
First time we've added the lead position, but that's why you do quite an extensive study at that time.
We did. There's been one big change on the radio responsibilities. There's a bunch of radios throughout Douglas County and I believe other local areas that we're responsible for programming and setting up, and this position has taken on that we used to have that contracted out.
System that we belong to.
My understanding is we had some of that contracted out, the setup and the maintenance of these radios, and now we do a lot of it internally.
None of them went down, I see.
No.
It's good too.
Any other questions? All right. We need a motion.
I made the motion.
Oh, you made, okay, yes, yes.
Need to have-
Lene, please.
Way,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina,
Yes.
Rapp.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lee. Okay, Jill, Finance Director.
Good evening. I just have one item tonight, just looking for a motion to approve bills totaling $449,686.33.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
A second.
Okay, thank you, Charlie. Oh, Charlie, thank you, Tim, and thank you, Jeff. Any other questions? Lene, please.
Meyer,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina,
Yes.
Rapp,
Yes.
Way.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All righty, thank you. All right, then we move on to per diems. And Tim, you're up first.
Okay. On the 4th of November, we had a regular commissioner meeting. And on the 10th, we had a planning and zoning meeting in the evening at 6 o'clock at the courthouse. 17th, we had Glacial Ridge Trail. That was at Sunberg. And then on the 18th, we had the commissioner meeting and work session. And also on the 18th, I had Fair Board meeting. Then on the 19th, I had an opioid meeting. And Lene, I'm on the opioid task force.
Okay.
This was approved because we have to have one commissioner on there. I know we approved it, that's probably over a year ago that it was approved for me to go to them meetings to get a per diem.
I recollect that.
Okay, thank you. I'll get the list updated.
And then on the 21st, we had a planning and zoning viewing at 9 in the morning.
Okay. Charlie?
Yep. Fourth commissioner meeting here, the 6th CPT budget meeting in Morris, AP, that Horizon on the 10th, Public Health, the 12th, the Local Government Coordination Committee. Also, Department of Corrections had a meeting at noon. 14th, there was that HRA housing study open out at Public Works at 7:30 that Friday morning. That was pretty good. It went on for a couple hours. It was a lot of information. 18th, work session and meeting here. 20th, Rainbow Rider. 24th was the the regular CPT meeting. And 25th, the annual with Public Works, the special meeting.
Okay, thank you. And it's me next. So on the 24th there, it's the PIO. On the 30th, hospital finance. And 10/31 was Fergus Falls District 4 meeting. 11/4 regular meeting. 11/6 Prime West. 11/2 PIO. 11/17 was on the radio. And 11/18 we had a regular meeting. And 11/18 we had a work session. And 11/18 I had the Sauk River Watershed in Sauk Center. And 11/19 a department head meeting. And on 11/20 the Long Prairie One Watershed One plan in Long Prairie. That takes care of mine. Shane, you're next.
All righty. On the 3rd, I had Sharing Hands, their quarterly meeting. I Zoomed. On the 14th, at the admin building, we had labor negotiations. 14th was our county board meeting. 15th was Prime West, their monthly meeting. They pay Horizon Health on the, I got the 10th there, I see, monthly meeting they pay. On the 12th, LGC meeting, which was our local updates at Woodland, it was held at. On the 13th, our PIO meeting. 18th, county board meeting. 18th was our county board work session. 18th, Viking Library. We did updates that day. And then on the 20th, Pope Douglas Solid Waste, they pay. And then on the 20th was labor negotiations again.
All righty. Jeff, you're next.
On the 27th, the joint meeting with the Alexandria City Council. The 28th is the West Central Community Action. They pay mileage. 10:30 with the Public Works County updates on road, parks, and drainage. The 31st was the AMC District Fall Meeting held in Fergus. The 4th is the County Board Meeting. The 4th is the labor negotiation held here. And the 6th was the local funding summit for the elected officials and staff held in Otter Tail and hosted by Senator Jordan Rasmussen. 11/10 is the Douglas County Soil and Water. 11/14 Pomptedare Watershed meeting in Morris. 11/18 is the county board meeting. 11/18 the work section. 11/19 reason for mental health meeting in Elbow Lake, and they pay per diem. 11/20 is the labor negotiation held here.
All right, thank you, Jeff. Well, we have a couple here that we need to,
Just Jeff's. No, we already did Tim.
say what?
Tim is what was done before. Jeff's.
Oh, yeah, I was looking
I'll
at
make
that.
a motion, we approve that one.
All right, thank you, Charlie.
I'll second.
Thank you, Tim. All right, any other questions? Lene, please.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina,
Yes.
Rapp,
Yes.
Way,
Yes,
Meyer.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All righty. So we have items from the floor. Lene, you said that you were going to tell us about the funniest thing that ever happened to you?
Oh, boy.
All right. Any questions from the floor? Don't see any, so we have to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
We adjourn.
and I second.
Thank you, Shane. Thank you, Jeff. Lene, please.
Rapp,
Yes.
Way,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Kalina.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All righty. Well, we've got about 30 minutes before our